Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi you all. Okay, you are with me today, Dr. Aizu. We are discussing chapter 3.2, data type, operator and expression. At the end of this topic, you should be able to identify identifier, variable, constant and reserved words. Identify various primitive data types, integer, double, boolean and character, and differentiate primitive data types and their usage. And we look into various operators and expression, including arithmetic, relational and logic, and determine the operator precedence and associativity of operators, construct expression in correct syntax, construct simple program using primitive data types, operators and expressions. We go to the first one, identify, identifier, variable, constant and reserved words. What is identifiers? Identifiers is a name given to elements in program. It is most commonly used to represent following elements. Class name, for example, Hello World, Java First. Method names, such as the main method, the getArea method. Variable names, such as num1, num2, and also parameter names, such as A, B, C, Y, and so on. There are rules to write valid identifiers. The first one, first character must be a letter or an underscore or a dollar sign and cannot begin with a digit. Number two, we must not use any other symbols other than the letters, digit, dollar sign and underscore. We cannot use any other symbols other than mentioned earlier. Number three, you cannot use reserved word such as if, while, int, do, float. There are numbers of reserved word that we will look into after this. Number four, say for example identifier num, num in capital letters, num in the small cap, and num with the only n, the alphabet upper cap, are different identifiers. So it is a case sensitive. So bear in mind, identifier is a case sensitive. We look at a few identifier. Okay, the first one is length, number, num1, x, y, total with a dollar sign, area, volume, sum, BMI, age, mark 2, total underscore pay. Okay, these are the valid identifier. Okay. Given here, examples of identifier. Identifier on your left is the valid identifier, while the identifier on your right is invalid identifier. Okay, we look at the invalid identifier. The first one. Okay, this is an invalid identifier because of the space here. Number two, because of the minus sign. This is invalid because the not the dot there, the full stop there. This is invalid because of the plus sign. Okay, this is invalid because starting with number, and this is invalid because starting with number also. Okay, you look at the valid identifier here. Okay, this is the normal identifier. Sorry. Okay, this is identifier with the underscore, no problem. This is no problem. Started with underscore, no problem. All capital letter, no problem. Number at the end, no problem. Okay. Examples of identifier. Number one, invalid. Why it is invalid? Okay. Because of the blank space. You look here, there is a blank space, so it is invalid. Okay, number two, continue. Also invalid because continue is a reserved word. So you should know reserved word. Okay, number three, illegal because the first character is a digit, cannot start with digit. Okay, number 4, illegal because of the special character, the minus sign here. Okay, the minus sign here make it invalid. A quick test. Okay, number of kilo valid. Okay, number of kilo valid, supposed to be no problem. This one invalid. This one valid. This one invalid, starting with number. Percentage invalid, cannot put any other sign. Started with underscore, valid. Data minus 1, invalid, special character. This is valid. Okay. Okay, the second term is variable. What is a variable? Variable is a location in the computer's memory to store a value. A variable must be declared with a name and a data type before it can be used. Can I give you an example? Age. Age is the variable name and the variable value is 7. Mark is the variable name and the variable value is 85. This is a very simple example. And variable, it says, must follow the rules of identifier. Variable is one of the example of identifier. Okay, we look at how we declare variable. Okay, once you want to declare a variable, we are supposed to put a few things. Okay, if we're supposed to put the data type first before the variable name. Okay, we look at the example. Say for example, you want to declare variable age. Age equal to 41. 41 is a number, so you have to declare int age. You want to declare mark 97.5. So this is a decimal number. So decimal number declare as a data type double. Char grade equal to A. A is a char or character. So declare as a char. Okay, Boolean status true. True or false is Boolean. Okay, later on we will look at the primitive data type later on, inshallah. Okay, and this one is Yoni boy is a name, so it is a string, data type string. Okay, operation on variables. Okay, we can do lots of operation on variable. Value of a variable can be changed during runtime. The variable can only contain one value at a time. If another value is assigned to the same variable, the content will be replaced by the new value. Okay, I give you example. You look at this example. We started with the value integer total equal to 0. Then we have expression or Java statement total equal to total plus 10. So the initial value of total is 0. You put 0 here. So total equal to 0 plus 10. So the new value of total now is 10. After that, we continue with the next statements. Total equal to total plus 20. So total equal to no longer 0 but 10 plus 20 equal to 30. Okay, then we continue with the next Java statement. Total equal to total plus 30. So the latest value of total here is 30 plus 30. So the final value of total we get is 60. The value is changed during the runtime. Okay. Okay, the next one is constant. What is a constant? Constant is an identifier that is similar to a variable, except that it holds fixed value. So this is the keyword. Constant hold fixed value while the program is active. Variable can be changed during runtime, but constant hold fixed value while the program is active. Okay, there are a few examples of constant value. Say for example pi. We do know that the pi value is 3.142. So we declare pi as a constant because we cannot change the value of pi. A constant is a final variable with a value that cannot be changed during normal execution. A compiler will issue a runtime error if you try to change the value. So it means that you cannot change the value of constant variable. And constant is written in all uppercase letters for program readability. Okay, what does it mean? Program readability. Okay, once you want to use a constant, so you better use all uppercase to show difference with the normal variable. So once you see the variables is written in all uppercase, it shows that the variable is a constant variables. Okay. Okay, this is the examples of constant variable. Final show that the variable is a constant variable. Double is data type for the variable. Pi p1 is the variable name, and 3.142 is the value of variable constant variable pi. Okay, these are a few examples of constant declaration. Okay, say for example you setting the pass CGPA 2.0, so you put pass CGPA 2.0. Integer final pass mark 40. It depends on what you declare. You can put you can declare any value, any variable as a constant variable. There's no problem with that. Integer min weight 50. Okay, what's more important here, the word final here showing that the variable is a constant, and followed by the data type of the variable. You put the variable name. Okay, this is the way how we declare a constant variable and put the value. Okay, next is the Java reserved word. Okay, Java reserved word are keywords that are reserved by Java function. It cannot be used as identifier. It cannot be used as a variable. It cannot be used as a method name. It cannot be used as the class name. It identifies language entities such as data type, input, output, and others. And it have a special meaning to the compiler. So we must uh, ensure that we are not using the reserved word as the variable, or else the programming language will uh, come out with error. Okay, what are the example of reserved word? Okay, these are the example of reserved word. Class, public, static, void main return, integer double, boolean, true, false, final, if, else, while, for. Okay, do you have to remember the reserved word? The answer is yes. Okay, if they ask you an example of reserved word, the easiest way to remember the reserved word is you write the reserved word the same as the data type. Data types are the easiest example sample of reserved word. Okay, escape character. Okay, what is escape character? Escape sequence begin with a backslash followed by a character. Use in output statement to format output. Okay, these are the few things that you should know. Okay, backslash n means a new line. Okay, backslash t means a tab. Backslash double quote, a float quote, and backslash single is single quote. Okay, we always use these two escape sequence. You will learn more in the practical, inshallah. Okay, we go to the conclusion. Okay, there are four things that you have to know. The first one is identifier. Identifier is a name given to element in a program. Okay, for example, for class name, method, variable, parameters. The second one is variable. What is variable? Variable is a location in the computer memory to store a value. Say for example, name, age. Variable name, age. For example, value 19, for example. The constant, what is constant? Constant is an identifier that is similar to a variable except that it holds fixed value. It holds fixed value while the program is active. And the last one is reserved word, keywords that are reserved by a Java function. Okay, that's all for now. We'll see you later. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.